bird, that's for sure. Not miserable looking. This is one happy, soggy bird. And you're so happy because you're a mama. I love just seeing her like that with her wings dropped. Oh, hello. Good morning. We can see you. It'd be so lovely if you came out. Somehow with her dropping her wings like that just enhances her beauty. And as I always say, she's really not far from the hyena den, not at all. So it's always worth just checking both. They're in the same area, right on the south sort of end of the property, right next to Twin Dams. It takes 1 minute to get from one to the other, if you like, which is ideal for me. I don't personally feel we are going to see that second egg hatch. I think it's been too long now. Julie, you need to see that chick's face. I know, I felt so awful. Owen and I sat here for ages last night in the dark. We just sat watching this little chick. Oh. I wonder if now is probably the wrong time because it's been a cold, probably terrifying night if you're a chick. And it will just be hiding under mum for warmth and just coziness and comfort. But tonight, as that sun goes down, hopefully the weather's going to hold out today. I'll maybe come back. So it will be in infrared, but you can see, you will get good views of the chick. Mom leaves. As soon as that sun goes down and it gets completely dark, not just a little bit dark, Mom leaves. And we don't use artificial light. And the wonderful thing about the Mowati, this is quite interesting. If you put Wendy into low range first gear, she can almost drive the Mowati herself because it's a dry riverbed, dry sand, and the tire marks are so ingrained into the sand that if you let go of the steering wheel, you can't actually just get out of the Mowati quite easily. So I don't even need to see where I'm going to drive. I don't know why I told you that, but my point is I don't need any lights when I come here at all. And I think it'd be nice to just spend some time so that everyone, including you, Julie, can just see this little chick's face. And I think we'll maybe get some name suggestions this afternoon, just for a sort of nickname, so at least we can refer to this animal when we talk about it. I understand not all of you are fans of naming, but at least even if worst comes to the worst, at least we can refer back to that life that we witnessed. So get thinking of your names, and I think we'll do it this afternoon. I just find it really peaceful here. I know this bird. I love this bird. I really love Mrs Wig. I love the sounds of the birds waking up in the Mowati. Vinorama. No. But let me look. We do have our rain roof on. But we've actually stopped in quite a good position. I wonder if we've also found a new spot to get signal. It's not as close as I would like to be to get those sort of really great close-up visuals. I don't see Mr. Wig, but there's definitely a chance from this position that we can show him to you. Because you all know Mr. Wig, or many of you do. He's also been around. It's just where he normally sits. Darren, are you able to just sort of go to 1 o'clock, that thicket on the embankment? That's where Mr. Wig normally sits, and sadly we just don't really get signal there. But I am going to try and see if we can put Mr. Wig on camera, because he just looks like Mrs. Wig, but angrier. He's always got a grumpy appearance. But I shall try and do that for you. And as the bush gets thicker, it's going to become trickier here. So Samantha, I'm imagining, I really didn't, there was definitely no chick last night. 100%. No other chick. And I didn't see the egg, but it could possibly be there. As I mentioned, we were positioned really far away in the dark. I didn't shine any artificial light on her, and we were far away because of signal, so I didn't really get the best of views, but I didn't see an egg. And I think once possibly Mrs Wig realises that the egg's not going to hatch, maybe it'll start to go off, if you like. There'll be a smell that comes from it. Eggs that don't hatch start to smell because it's essentially dead. And maybe bacteria will grow. Maybe she'll realise, she'll pick up on cues that this egg is not going to hatch. And I imagine she would just kick it out and it would roll down the embankment. And then something delightful like a hyena will come along and eat it. But she will realise as a mother, once it's really not going to hatch, the egg is dead and it will start to let off a foul smell. She'll be aware of that. And I imagine she will just get rid of it, and her sole focus will be this little chick that she's got. But that area that Darren just showed you, where Mr. Wig sits, that's where we found Olivia for the last time, and I was horrified. I'll never forget that day. So if you just hold it there, Darren, from where Mrs. Wig is, Olivia somehow, as a tiny little chick, made it all the way over to the other side, to that embankment, was completely exposed. And that was the last time we ever saw her. And I still, to this day, don't really know how she covered that distance as a tiny little chick. So I'm hoping that this chick is a little bit wiser and stays put, because this nest is a good one. It's high enough for the terrestrial predators who are walking by to not really notice it. It's semi-protected from the wind, not the rain. And it's just a really good little hiding spot. Camouflages for aerial predators as well. I think that Mrs Wig is the best spotted eagle owl in the whole world. And it was a team effort that we really kept this story alive between, I think, myself, Trishala, Steve and James. We really just invested so much into this bird, and we now know her story. How cool is that? Oh, that was the chick just going further, deeper into her wing. I don't think this morning is going to be the day for views, but it's nice to just check up on her, and maybe this afternoon I'll get some better visuals. Look who's out. Hello, little one. Now, we're not going to move the camera too much, and it's not Darren being lazy. It is just this weird thing that we can't explain. But when we're here, and sometimes we move the camera too much, the signal does drop. But he's not being lazy, I promise. He's equally excited to see this little one. Now, everyone, I want you guys to send in some name suggestions. And I understand it's a very young little chick. I get that. I saw what some of you wrote. Oh, it's too young to be named. But really, it's a living being that we are following. And at least, no matter what happens, survival is tough. At least we can look back and sort of catalogue the offspring that she's had because we've given it a name. And I touched on this morning, but instead of saying, oh, remember that chick, not that one, but the one before that one, remember that chick that dispersed on... You know what I mean. So please do send in your suggestions, and I believe Mr. Shasha is climbing down the tree. Unfortunately, our little chick's sort of tucked back inside again. I'm hoping... Oh, come on. I'm hoping we do get slightly better views. I've got my camera this time. That's why we're not getting views. But I hope you have sent in some suggestions. And just to build on what I was saying, it's just purely for reference.
hopefully this chick will survive, thrive, disperse, and go on to have offspring of their own. But if anything does go wrong, because nature is nature, then at least we can look back and just reference all these chicks, because we do follow Mrs Wig, and as you know, this is her third sort of clutch that we're... Oh, hello! It's hot. It's cool our fluttering. Maybe you would feel cool if you just stepped out a little bit. So once we get a selection of names, we will put out a poll. And then you guys can choose. It's all in your hands. Quickly over to Ad. Unfortunately, it has gone a bit quiet on our side. I think the little one's gone back inside under that wing. So we will leave after this. I mean, you can see a little bit. It doesn't stay still for very long, to be honest. I think ants crawl. I think ants crawl on it and it gets too hot. It just needs to keep moving that little body. It's such a bizarre looking chick. I am going to put one of my names forward too. I do have a good name. Come on, chicklet, stand up. We saw Mr. Wig this morning. As soon as we got close, he just flew off. He's really not habituated like this one. He's not relaxed. Mrs. Wig never bothers when we pull up. Sometimes she doesn't even open her eyes, so she knows exactly who it is. These weird people that have come to stare at them. I know that's what you think about us. But that's okay. We are weird. I remember coming on foot here a few times, and Mrs. Wig also doesn't bother when you're on foot. I would never do that now. She's got a chick, but we have been through the Mulwati when she's been here in the past, and she also doesn't bother when you're on foot. Oh! I cry, you're saying Mama seems so content. She is. She's such a great mama. We came here, Owen and I came here last night once the sun went down, and we just saw the chick on its own, just bobbling around, bobble, 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 and waiting for Mum to come back. And we sat here quite a length of time, I would say 20 odd minutes. And she didn't return, so she was obviously hunting, and as soon as she catches anything that she's after, she'll return immediately to the chick. I would have thought she would have started spending a little bit more time away. I mean, it does sort of say on average 10 days, but naturally that's just an average figure. Really, these apps and books are all fantastic, but the numbers that they do give you, it's always averages. Little one, you're snoozing hard. Look at that heavy, heavy breathing. I feel like the Franklins are having a bit of a discotheque over there. Oh my goodness, I've been sent a lot of name suggestions. My goodness. Okay. Wow, okay, I think I need to go through these. I need to absorb some of these. But my name, my favourite name is in there. I can see the one I want. But I will go through them and then we'll create a little bit of a poll and just give this one a nickname. It doesn't have to even be an official name at this stage. At least we're starting to see more of the chick than we ever have. It's always so wonderful to visit Mrs Wig.